Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are watching this broadcast. This is Dr. Drtangumonkem with iemapproach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop the potential, and deploy the potential. There is great potential in you as an individual, and there is great potential in you as a couple. I am going to be talking to couples today from a book that my wife and I have written after more than 10 years of exercising together. We realize that exercise has a very important role to play in having a healthy, strong marriage. Usually, we've been told that there are three things that make marriages succeed or fail: money, sex, communication, or sex, money, and communication. Whenever you find marriage that, or any marriage or marriages that are in trouble, it's usually something that has to do with money, communication, or sex. We decided to add a fourth component that undermines everything, that underpins everything else, and that is good health. Without good health, no sex. Without good health, communication is going to suffer. The marriage is going to suffer. The marriage will fail. These are the resources that I want to share with you. Enhance your marriage. I'm speaking out of this book, and I want to encourage you to get a copy. And here we have a 90 days challenge for husband and wife to exercise together. We'll lay down the roadmap for what you have to do. Now, let's get into our subject of today. Before that, do me a favor. You can subscribe to the channel, invite somebody to join us, and share the broadcast. We really care for marriages. We want marriages to be strong and healthy, and for marriages to thrive. Now, today, I'm going to start with a question for you. And this is it. What are you sacrificing your marriage for? What are you sacrificing your marriage for? Some of you will say this question doesn't make sense because your marriage is your top priority and you are doing everything to take care of it. Are you? Follow along with me. Let's see what you are sacrificing your marriage for. Action always speaks louder than words. I have another question for you. Are you sacrificing your marriage for a can of soda? Are you sacrificing your marriage for a can of soda? You may think that this question or these questions I'm posing are ridiculous, but your actions reveal where your priorities are. Maybe the doctor just told you that your blood sugar, your blood pressure, your glucose is too high, and you have to cut back on your sugar intake and increase the amount of exercise that you are doing. If you don't, your health is going to continue to deteriorate. Maybe that is what your doctor has told you, that you need to do something about their blood pressure, about your glucose level. If not, things are not going to go well. And before you visited the doctor, you had read a couple of books about the importance of exercising regularly and eating foods that have not been processed, eating foods that are close to their natural state as much as possible. You've read about this, you've listened to podcasts, you've watched YouTube videos, just like what I'm putting together right now. You've ever had this conversation with your husband or with your wife. Honey, baby, you need to do something about your diet, what you eat, and the amount of exercise that you are having each day. However, despite all this information and the facts that have been presented to you, you've chosen not to do anything with it, or you've tried and failed. There is hope for you. This is the conclusion, and I want to say this upfront so you can understand why it's very important for you not to sacrifice your marriage for a can of soda. You may say, just a can of soda? Sure. If you drink one can today, drink one the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and you drink a can of soda every day for 30 days, you've drank 30 cans of soda. And if each can of soda is having 8 teaspoons of sugar, you do the math. And when you do that over the course of a year, no wonder you are changing physically. No wonder your suit can no longer fit you. Your pants can no longer fit. Your belt can no longer fit. You know what I'm talking about? Slowly but gradually, you start piling on the weight. If you want to be healthy and vibrant, you have to reduce your portion size and start exercising regularly. This is not rocket science. You have to make some changes. You have to make some changes. You know, you and your spouse, or your wife, or your husband have had discussions about your weight. Yes, your weight and eating habits, as well as the negative impact of drinking sugary drinks and not exercising. But you always push back because of one reason or the other. And part of it is that you're trying to change, but you are failing. The struggle is real. And we may even use a word like addiction to describe what is going on. You're trying to give up the bad stuff. It's so tasty in the mouth, and you don't seem to have a way out of it. However, I want to ask you this question. How is your health and your marriage doing? Do you like where you are right now? Do you like the amount of energy you are having? What is your health report? What is the prediction of the path you are on right now? You need to answer this question if you want to have a different outcome. If your health is great and your marriage is great, Will you continue on this path? If your health is not good and your marriage is not good, will you continue on the path you are on right now? If your answer is yes, then you're going to get the same outcome. You're going to get the outcome that is tied to poor health. You're going to get the outcome that is tied to a poor marriage. You're going to have to make some changes if you want to have a different outcome. You do not need to be a genius or prophet to see the handwriting on the wall. It is crystal clear that your health and sex life will continue to deteriorate, and eventually they will completely disappear and will eat your marriage if care is not taken. There is a relationship between the quality of your marriage, the quality of the sex you have, and the quality of the food that you eat, and the quality of the exercise that you have. You are living in self-delusion if you've made yourself to think that what you eat has zero consequences on how you feel and how you look and the amount of energy that you have. They are related. And if you want to turn your life around, you have to start on what you are eating right now. You have to make some changes. Yes, changes. And if you're not exercising regularly, when we say regular exercise, the experts say a minimum of 3 days, at least 30 minutes, 3 days, 30 minutes a week. We have been doing 5 days for a minimum of 1 hour. I can tell you, I feel different than I did 10 years ago before we started exercising. Every aspect of my marriage has been changed. We want that for you. That's why we're having this conversation. You must make some changes. You have to make some changes for the sake of your marriage. Don't sacrifice your marriage for a soda pop. We are not trying to be harsh here, but we are obligated to say it the way it is. You have prioritized food and drink and a sedentary life over the well-being of your marriage. This is not good. Please don't say I'm accusing you. I'm not trying to accuse you. If the doctors have said, cut back on your sugar intake, get in some exercise, and you are a married person, and you've heard from the experts, you've heard from your husband or from your wife, you've read the books, listened to the podcast, watch shows like what we're having here, yet you've decided to continue doing the opposite. What you are saying is that I would rather eat, not work out, and die than take care of my health and take care of my marriage. Because when you're taking care of your health, you are taking care of your marriage at the same time. It takes two healthy people to have a good marriage. I'm not saying that if either the husband or the wife falls sick, that marriage is dead. No, but don't willingly pursue a lifestyle that is undermining the health of your marriage. If you insist on not changing, you prioritize your taste buds for your marriage. You've chosen food over your marriage. How else can you explain why you have refused to add exercise to your life and eliminate the sugary, drinks, processed food, and all the junk in your diet. How else can you explain it? Can you come up with one good reason to explain why you are ignoring the warnings from doctors, experts, your husband, and your wife? You cannot go up a few steps. You cannot go up a few stairs. You are hyperventilating. You cannot carry yourself around. You're hyperventilating. How can you explain that? You've been warned. You need to do something about it. If not, you are jeopardizing your health. It's time to wake up. You know, it is not enough to keep insisting that this is the way I am and it is my life and I do what I want. You cannot keep saying that. You cannot keep saying, this is the way I was raised to eat such and drink such and such, and I cannot change. You cannot keep saying that everybody else is drinking such and are living like this. It's not about everybody else. You cannot keep saying, oh, just because we have something in the store that is being sold, it doesn't mean that you have to buy it. You cannot keep saying, oh, it's convenient to eat junk food. Convenient does not make it healthy. If what you're eating right now is making you sick, is making you put on excessive weight, be wise and make changes. A lot of resources out there to help you make those changes. And if you want us to hold your hand, we're available for one-on-one coaching. We can help you in that regard. However, I need to start with you recognizing that your lifestyle has an impact on your health. You cannot keep saying, oh, this is the way I am. No, 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 no. That will be true if you are not married. If you're not married, you can do whatever you want. I'm not saying that destroy your health. If you want to, fine. That is good for you. However, when you get into a marriage relationship, it is no longer about you alone. It seems you've forgotten that since you became married, your life is no longer yours. And you cannot claim ownership over it. There's no other way to put it. There's no other way to put it. Selfishness has no place in marriage. So stop being selfish. Selfishness has no place in marriage. So stop being selfish. Stop being selfish. You're selfish when you insist on behavior that is going to impact you and impact your husband and impact your wife. Behavior that will impact you and impact your partner. When you are sick, you are depriving your partner of the support, both emotionally and all other areas that they need from you. I'm not saying that you're never going to be sick, but if you are sick because of what you eat and your refusal to exercise, you're being selfish. You need to stop it. You need to stop it. Think about the other person. Think about the time that you are taking away out of your relationship to go to the hospital just because you are eating junk. Think about the amount of money that is costing you as a family because of your bad health habits. You are being selfish. Yes, you are being selfish. You're being selfish. If you've not been told that, I'm telling you today that you are being selfish. You are not thinking about the marriage. You are sacrificing your marriage for momentary gain. You are sacrificing your marriage for momentary pleasures. It's time for you to wake up and make different choices. We have only one word of advice to you. It is time for you to get down from that high horse and do what is not only right for you, but for your marriage and overall quality of life. No, marriage comes with responsibility. You're no longer single. It's not just about what you want, it's about what is good for the marriage, it's about what is good for the relationship. And these responsibilities include the following: it includes having sex with each other. But now, some of you, the sex thing is dead. You've drank so much soda, eaten so much junk to where you are now. Important, isn't it? Your weight issues, your blood pressure issues. You're depriving your husband, you're depriving your wife of the pleasure of having sex with you regularly because you're always sick. You need to get well. You need to stop eating junk. There's no other way I'm going to say it. Just what it is. Healthy couples, healthy sex, healthy communication, money saved because they're not spending money on drugs. They're not spending money on hospital visits. They're not spending money on doctors. I didn't say that going to the doctor, spending money on health is a bad thing. But if you're sick because you're eating junk, you can reverse the situation by eating right. So the responsibility includes having sex with each other, managing your money well, and taking care of your health. You cannot live as if you are single. There's somebody in your life. And some of you are not snoring. Now you put on so much weight. When you sleep in the night, you are trumpeting. Now your wife cannot sleep or your husband cannot sleep because of the excessive weight that you've put on. Are you thinking about them? You're no longer alone. You're not sleeping in that room alone. You're sleeping with somebody. And so it's important for you to factor them into your life. It's selfishness if all you think is about what is going to go into your mouth. Yeah, I like it. You just eat and eat and eat and eat. No, you're in a relationship. You're in a marriage. Your actions are negatively impacting the other party. You need to wake up. Stop undermining your marriage by the poor choices you are making. Therefore, you cannot choose food and a sedentary lifestyle over fulfilling these crucial aspects of your marriage. You cannot choose food. Or you may be telling me I don't choose food, but you do. Your actions are speaking louder than words. It's time to do something different. There's potential in your marriage. Lock arms, the two of you, and do something different. And that's why I'm advocating for a couple to exercise together for 90 days. It's going to change you. It's going to change your marriage in a very good way. Therefore, choose what you are willing to die for: your marriage or junk food and lack of exercise. What are you going to choose? Your marriage, junk food? You cannot have both. You cannot. It's impossible. The quality and quantity, yes, quality and quantity of your marriage is tied to your lifestyle. It's tied to what you eat. It's tied to if you are healthy or not. If you're not healthy, you may live long, but the marriage is crappy because you're sick all the time, you're unhealthy. A lot is not going to happen in that marriage. And the other thing is, the quantity of your marriage may also be cut short. You become a widow or a widower faster because your wife or your husband chose to neglect their health. They chose junk food. They chose the soda can over good health. As dramatic as this may sound, This is a decision you have to make on a daily basis. When you get up each day, you have to choose whether to go out and exercise for your marriage or not. You have to choose each day you get up. Am I going to prioritize my marriage? Each time you are thinking of drinking that soda can, you need to ask yourself, what are my priorities? Each time you choose not to exercise, what are your priorities? Do you want to be healthy? A healthy you is going to translate into a healthy marriage. It's going to translate into a healthy relationship. Each time you are tempted to drink some sugary drink, you have to choose water and your marriage or the can of soda, right? Choose water, you are choosing your marriage. You may be screaming out now that you will never sacrifice your marriage on the altar of food and drink and a sedentary lifestyle. Some of you are saying, oh, I'm just blowing smoke here. What am I talking about? But actions speak louder than words. What you do at the end of the day reveals what truly matters to you, and it determines the outcome you get. Speaking from experience, I've been running with my wife for more than 10 years now. I feel great. I feel great. We're going to talk more about that with time, but today I'm challenging you to prioritize your marriage. If you're not exercising, you're eating junk, you are choosing food and drink over your marriage. You may not see the negative consequences right now, but they are coming. You're going to reap what you are sowing. If you sow into sitting, being a couch potato, it's not going to go well with you. You're undermining your health. We're meant to get up and walk. You must exercise. You must exercise. You have to. If you want to be in shape, you have to. If you want to be able to perform sexually, you have to. If you have to be able to have stamina, you have to. It's important. It's not a suggestion. You have to. If not, you are undermining your health and undermining your marriage. Are you going to continue on this path of poor health and erectile dysfunction? Yeah, some of you are no longer functioning because of high blood pressure. The arteries are all clogged up. Manhood is out of fashion. You choose drinking over being a man that will meet the sexual needs of your wife. What are you thinking? You're thinking about that woman? Come on, man. Do something about it. Stop eating junk. Eat live food. Exercise. It's difficult, so that's why you need to team up as husband and wife and work out together. Enhance your marriage. You're going to have the best of time. So will you choose erectile dysfunction, or will you get on the path of good health and exercise? Are you going to do that? When you get on this path of regular exercise and healthy eating, there is the potential that your overall health and marriage are going not only to change, but they will be revolutionized. I've experienced that revolution, and I'm calling on you to join us and experience a new dimension in your marriage, a new dimension in your finances, a new dimension in your communication, a new dimension in your sex life. You'll be glad you did. Join us in this revolution. Eat healthy, Stay away from junk food. Stay away from sugary drinks. Drink water. Drink water. And exercise. Let blood flow through your arteries, your veins, and get into those places that the blood needs to get to so that you'll be awake and you can perform. Give you mental clarity, stamina, and strength. The question is, what are you sacrificing your marriage for? There is a direct connection between how you eat, how you exercise, and your health. And your health impacts your marriage. I hope you're going to make the right choices to exercise regularly. Don't forget to get a copy of the books, read them, apply it, and see your health improve and your marriage revolutionized. God bless you. Stay tuned for more updates and have a fantastic day.